Welcome all to the Dividend Grinder. In this video, I'm pretty much talking about a long-term goal of mine and one of the goals that I want to ultimately accomplish on this channel, making your first 100K. Now, for some people, that's not that much money, but for me, that is a ton of money that would help me out massively in my life. And let's talk about the strategy of how to get your first $100,000. So, a lot of people like to bring up the $5 a day theory, right? So, if you save $5 a day and then you have compounding interest, and the speed of the compounding interest greatly gets you there. Well, let's take a look at the basics, right? So, you want $100,000, correct? And we divide that by $5 every day, and that leads you to 20,000 days. And if you divide that by 365 days in a year, if you save $5 every day and put it away, in a piggy bank or whatever, it'll take you 54 and 3/4 years to get to 100K. And that's just taking $5, putting it in a safe box, putting it in a piggy bank, putting it in a bank with no interest at all. It'll take you 54.79 years, 54 and 3/4 years. If you do it with $10 a day, obviously we can just divide this by 2 because you're timesing the amount of the day by 2. So you divide that by 2 and it'll take you 27 and a little less than half of a year. So 27 and a half years if you put $10 away every day and you just let it sit there. In 27 years, that $10 a day will become $100,000. Let's clear this out. Let's say you want to go ultra aggressive, right? Let's say you have the means to do, let's say you're working, overtime every day, or you're picking up a side hustle and you're able to put away $25 a day, right? That's fantastic. $25 a day every day you're able to set aside. So we take that same $100,000, we divide it by $25 per day. That's 4,000 days it would take to get to your 100K goal. We divide that by 365 days in a year and 10.95 years. So pretty much 11 years if you put $25 away each day to reach your 100K goal. Now, that's pretty fast, okay? In relative long-term speaking, if you started that at age 21, let's say right out of college, you got a job that pays well, and you also took up a second job and you're able to put away $25 a day realistically, it would take you 11 years and you would get 100K. Now, the glory about the $25 a day is that we figured at 11 years, that's not getting any interest at all. So not even the interest from the bank accounts, which these day and age, it's pretty pathetic. It's like 0.05% or not even in some cases. So a lot of people will have you say, all right, let's stick to $5 a day, something realistic, right? And then you're going to take that $5 and you're going to put it in the stock market. And there is so much faulty logic with that. Let's get into the faulty logic of the $5 every day into the stock market. And, essentially you get that 7% a year growth, which is what is standard for the stock market. And right off the bat, you pretty much are forced to use Robinhood, or you're forced to use, M1 Finance, where you can buy fractional shares, or Stash, where it's they buy fractional shares for you, but you don't really get to choose the investments anyway. So right off the bat, commission fees are going to wipe that $5 a day theory right off the map, because most sites have a commission fee $5 to $10. So if you have to pay the commission fee and you have no money left over, well, then what good is putting $5 a day in the stock market? It's not. So what they'll then tell you is, okay, well, you're not physically putting the $5 every day into the stock market. You're taking, a little over $100 each month, and then you're going to invest that in the stock market. Well, okay, let's look at some of the quality stocks, right? So, first example, Facebook, they're a really quality stock, $187. All right, a month worth at $5 a day. That's pretty much equating to 30 times 5 is $150. You can afford a Facebook stock. All right, that's fine. How about Amazon? They're a really good company. All right, $1,435. You can't afford that stock. What stocks can you afford that are, considered really quality companies? How about Berkshire Hathaway B? Can you afford that? No, $214. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of strong companies that you can own, that are under $100. As you can see here, this is taking a look at my E-Trade portfolio down here, GLPI, one of my favorite stocks, $36. So hey, it is doable. But at the end of the day, if you have $150 after that $5 a day savings, how much are you realistically expecting to get? So you would get what, 36 times 5, which is, so you'd get 4 shares of stock, and then you'd pay the commission fee on whatever site you're using if it's not Robinhood or anything. And then you would only have 4 shares at the end of the month. So right away, you're starting to see flaws with this logic of, $5 a day, put it in the stock market and let it invest in compound. So if you were to do that and put it in a Robinhood or M1 Finance or something, you're really limiting yourself because Robinhood does not have the option to reinvest dividends and get you more fractional shares and shares. So essentially you can't compound it. Ultimately, the dividends, if you were to go through Robinhood, will just go directly as cash into your account. So you can't, take, let's say you get $1 worth of dividends from your month of buying. You're not going to be able to take that dollar and buy a fractional share of that company to keep it growing. No, you're just going to have that dollar sitting in your account. It's essentially dead money. You could say, oh, well then, maybe that day I'll only save $4 worth. Yeah, you could do that, but essentially you're just doing the, putting $5 away in a safe box with that logic. So the point of me making this video in 2018 is because the stock market from around 2011 to 2017 and early in 2018, the stock market has been in an absolute tear, right? It's been getting gains above 15% when the standard is 7% over the entire market. So what am I telling you? Well, you're going to save that $5 to $10 to $25 a day, whatever is easiest for you. You're going to save it for a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. You will not even put it in the stock market. You are going to wait it out until the market starts to have a little correction. Now, look, you could be saving for a long time until that happens, right? Like, what if the market doesn't go down for another 2 years? You're essentially just saving money and you're wasting your opportunities to invest and get some, interest and dividends back. You're missing some compounding opportunities. But the point is, if you're saving $5 to $10 a day, the amount of stocks that you're going to be buying anyway, the high quality stocks, like let's say you're interested in Johnson & Johnson, if you're saving $5 a day, at the end of the month, you can buy 1 share. You're not going to be compounding that much because Johnson & Johnson pays a dividend around 80 cents. And what are you going to do with 80 cents extra in your account? You can't really compound it. You could always buy it in E-Trade and it would start compounding. You'd get like 1/100th of a share when they do pay their dividends every quarter. But as you can see, you're not really progressing that much either. So what I'm telling you is save up, do the $5 to $10 a day. Actually physically do it, put it in a separate account or just literally take it out and then save it somewhere. And then when the time is right, when you see that the market is slowly starting to correct itself, that's when you make your move. There is nothing wrong with your money not gaining interest in like the next 6 months or a year, as long as you're actually saving the money. So, worst case scenario, say you save $5 a day, right? And you're very hesitant. You don't think the market is going to go down anytime soon. So you just kind of, wait for your spots and you just save $5 a day for 365 days, which is a year. At the end of the day, you saved $1,825. That's, it's nothing to sneeze at. You have an extra $1,800 to your name. You didn't lose it. And you didn't waste the $1,825 on, really high quality stocks that are way overpriced at the moment. And let's be real, they are. The stock market is ridiculously overpriced right now. You're not going to do that much with $1,825 with, Johnson & Johnson. Take them, for example. If you wanted Johnson & Johnson, you took all your $5 a day for the year and then bought Johnson & Johnson. If it stayed at its current price at $144, well, you get a whopping 12.5 shares, and you can't even do fractional shares unless you're on special sites. So you would get 12 shares, and then they pay a dividend of 80 cents, let's say all things equal. So they pay 80 cents. You have 12 shares times 80 cents. So you get $9.60 every quarter times 4 quarters, $38.40. If you have that reinvested, you would get, well, let's see, 144 divided by $38. You're looking at, whoops, I did that the wrong way, didn't I? So 38 divided by 144, you're looking at, 1/4 of a share of Johnson & Johnson if you were to reinvest those dividends. If you took your $5 a day the whole year divided by 144. What I'm telling you is the stock market is greatly overpriced. It will correct itself. When? Nobody knows. But you're starting to see some signs in the market today. Today is a very good example of how the market is, it's not bulletproof. I mean, Facebook is having issues with feds. The loans, the treasury loans the interest rates are going up. People are worried about inflation keeping up with the interest rates. And as you can see, if you're looking at my portfolio on Robinhood and E-Trade, pretty much every stock was down. I mean, Amazon and Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan announced that, they're doing a healthcare company. So all the healthcare indices dropped besides, Amazon and Berkshire Hathaway. And it dragged the whole market down, but pretty much no other sector was doing well. I mean, I got lucky that my largest investment in GLPI down there is doing well, but needless to say, the market, the past 2 days have been pretty bad, and we haven't seen these consecutive bad days for quite some time. We haven't seen it in all 2017. So what I'm saying is the market might be correcting sometime too. Do not be afraid to stack your chips. Wait till the market is soft and then buy when you slowly see it get back up. You always have to come face to face with the danger of a falling knife. And what do I mean by that? What does a falling knife mean in investing? It means that you see the market drop, you try and pick your spot, and it turns out the market keeps dropping. Well, that's a falling knife. Essentially, you tried to catch it when it's falling, and then you caught a knife instead, and it strains your account as well. But so I encourage everyone, you watch the market fall, and then you watch it slowly recover. Do not just, as soon as it starts falling a little bit, just go, oh, okay, it's going to recover tomorrow. I'm buying right now. You have to be patient with the market. So many people, especially younger people nowadays, they want to get rich quick, and you can't do that. If you want long-term growth, you have to wait until the market presents good buying opportunities. And right now, there are not many buying opportunities out there for young people to, really get the money going. You want stocks cheap. People are so afraid to buy stocks cheap. It's like, don't you understand? You would buy everything else when it's cheap. Why not stocks? You're going to be able to buy more shares. They compound a lot faster when you own a lot more shares. And if they're cheaper, you're going to get a lot more shares when they do compound. You just have to find companies that have good paying dividends, even during times of economic hardship. They still pay good dividends because you're going to compound even faster. If their dividend remains the same as it was when the market was really good, and now you're investing when the stock price is cheap, well, they're going to be compounding even faster. You're going to be getting more shares when you do dividend reinvestments, and that's the name of the game. It's very cliche. You hear buy low and sell high, but seriously, many people do not do this. This is why a lot of people lose money in the stock market. You have to pick your spots. I've been guilty of the same thing. I bought Ford when it was at $13 and now it's at $11. I was just so anxious to get that 5% yield dividend. You have to pick your spots. You have to be patient. You have to see when actual buying opportunities are. That's why, a couple of my videos on my channel are, analyzing individual stocks when they go down quite a bit and whether they are buying opportunities or whether you should let them go. That's all what this channel is about, picking buying opportunities. Guys, that's my way of getting to 100K. I'm going to be saving $5 to $10 a day. I'm going to be patiently waiting for the market to start correcting itself. I will obviously still be doing daily videos on stocks, whether I think a couple of them are good buying opportunities. If the market hits south, I also do requests. So if you have any comments down below, if you want to see me do a video on anything, or if you have any thoughts and feelings about my theories on getting to 100K, I would love to hear them. If you're new to the channel, I urge you to subscribe. I do daily videos, many of which are in the stock market and investing, personal finance. That is the name of my channel. It's the Dividend Grinder. I hope to see you